my music on my page. But apart from that, I don't really use any applications on my page at all. It's just about keeping in touch with friends. That's about it, yeah.
Okay. So how does a marketer reach someone like Angela, who has a minimalistic profile, refuses to opt in and join various applications? How do you reach, may I ask your rough age, between 25 and 30?
Yes.
Between 25 and 30.
Banner advertising.
They would love to. They would love to sell something or reach or engage Angela. How do you go about it, Toby? How do we reach Angela?
No, I'm here with my developer hat on, so
I could comment. I think in terms of music and audio and everything like that. I mean, I think the application I use is that I like.
Yeah.
I like the music application which I use, which gives you a sort of a pre-roll of 15 seconds of any tune, and then you've got the opportunity to actually then go and purchase it on iTunes. And there is an iTunes application, isn't there? So that you should check that out for sure. Okay. But then again, in the context of the brands and positioning, when we talk about content, we not only we're talking about obviously an application in a social media environment or a virtual world environment or for screen-based media, but we're also referring to content, and content is as much audio, musical as it is screen-based. So, and I just read the other day where 50 Cent signed a $300 million marketing deal with News Corporation. So, there's one of the topics is brand amplification through music. If you
does that mean
does that make
the price of Herald Sun? It's going to be 50 cents. Is that part of the campaign?
I'm
just thinking. There's all of that goes in with because the music industry is again very interested in marketing and monetizing their artists because of the decline of CD sales. So they have to seek new revenues, and one of the advent of those new revenues is obviously mobile phone jingles and other opportunities. So brand mentions in those sort of things is becoming more common.
Okay. KK, you wanting to add to James's point? Yeah. How do we reach Angela?
I would reach
with an application.
Yeah, I would reach Angela through news feeds of the applications that her friends are using.
Can we just turn that around and put that question to Angela?
So
we assume you have hundreds of friends, and when you open up your Facebook, do you pay attention to the news feeds? We'll start with that question, KK. Angela, you're a live test case here. Do you pay attention to the news feeds?
Right on the spot.
I don't pay attention to so-and-so added this application, so-and-so added that application.
No, what I mean by newsfeed is that one of your friend is playing an application, and gaming application or whatever, and they've reached a level in the gaming application, and there is a newsfeed that I can generate, provided the Facebook allows me to put it onto your on your newsfeed. So when you get a newsfeed, it says your friend so-and-so basically went to Europe, and the next line would be your other friend did something with this application, and that's how I'll reach you.
Okay, so but you're assuming that news feeds are watched and monitored by Angela.
Yeah, but you would be watching what your friends are doing, right?
Is that right?
So it'll be one amongst them.
I don't study the news feed, but I do have. I have a cursory glance at it.
That's right. That's how it is. I mean, if I can have a news feed that has got some interesting content, then you would have a look at it. If I don't have an interesting content, no matter how I reach you, it's no use. So the content is the king in Facebook, and like anything else.
Okay. Would anyone else like to share some of their perhaps Facebook user habits that we can sort of dissect and understand how we can get closer to your interests? Yep. Thank you. I was a volunteer. Just put his hand up. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now I'm going to break this down like an age analysis. You're in the 30 to 35 bracket. Is that correct? Right.
Just
Turn it down. Okay, it's 27.
Excellent.
How would you describe your usage of Facebook and the number of applications, and what's captured your attention at the moment, if we can just really pry into your Facebook user profile?
I think I'm a bit like Angela. I'm trying to go on a bit of a Facebook diet, just to slim my profile down and take things off. Yep. But the app I've added recently, because I'm a fan of Dig Nation, I've sort of added the Dig app, which again allows your friends to see the news feeds that you've dug, and I sort of like that. I like that idea, and sort of if that is a way for me to generate, interest in stories that I'm looking at that I think are of interest to me, I think it's an interesting way of feeding news, real news.
Do you find that level of interest then will generate conversations between you and your friends? Will you actually review or pass comment on the Dig articles, etc.?
Yeah.
I mean, does it go to the next stage of engagement, which then becomes a sticky application? But this is what a lot of people are after. They're after applications that are sticky, that you will use time and time again, and then you'll interact with. So are you moving down that path?
I have only had the app for about 2 weeks, so I haven't ventured that far in. But at the moment, I probably wouldn't go that far down. I'm just happy to sort of just broadcast what I'm into with Dig thing. And again, something I think I enjoy Dig and Dig Nation, and if I can spread the word on that, if everyone sees what are these Dig feeds, what's Dig, what's Dig Nation, spread that. I like that idea.
Just in a quick summary, I'm personally not familiar with Dig Nation. How would you describe that application in a nutshell?
It's pure news, isn't it?
Yeah, it's news. Yeah, essentially user-generated news.
Yep.
Everyone logs in and sort of submits stories of interest to them from whatever location that might be, and it just sort of aggregates everyone's sort of interest in that news.
Okay, all right. Who else has gone on a Facebook diet? I'm interested to find out what's left once you've purged. I mean, what's left in your application list? Is anyone willing to share with us probably some of the applications they're still hanging on to, whether it be you guys as well?
Yeah, I just on what the gentleman said on the comment, I just find, I mean, we're all relatively new users. If you've been on 12 months, I mean, it's been inception date 2004, but in terms of stickiness, I would have to say I use the internal messaging a lot to enclose links to articles. So, and is there an application that has used the actual messaging system where, I mean, I can't think of how you could actually do it, but it's not my area. But I'm always enclosing and inserting links to things of interest to sending those to other people. And when you do that, if it is an HTML article, it usually inserts and gives you an option of an image thumbnail. So that's something that it's always upset. Well, I don't think there's anything there yet, but yeah.
KK, I know that you're actively using Facebook for business. How have you set up the Attitudes Facebook interaction?
I have an Attitude group page, and most of my references to my group is through external emails. So you can send out emails to people and then ask them to go and look at it. Or you can share some news of your business in your Facebook profile page, and that gets news fed into people like Angela.
Okay, so it's used actively. All right, I'm going to bring it to a close. If there's any last questions here or any other admissions, Taro.
I guess I was just having a think about the whole kind of broadcasting capability that people are really utilising with, say, events and so on. And the whole, obviously we have our little kind of status update. What about a blogging app?
I was going to comment on that because I used to be a blogger and sort of ended up seriously engaged with, for want of another word, the blogging community in Melbourne, and there is one, or there was one. The trouble with Facebook and blogging is that Facebook isn't anonymous. Not that your blog necessarily is so, but you might have friends who aren't necessarily friends attached to your Facebook profile. They're business associates